So you read that right. Apple denied this repair. This customer brought this laptop in a few days ago and he said that he came from the Apple Store and they said this has a motherboard issue. The reason why is because the display is very, very dark. Let me show you. So here's the MacBook. There's no breakage on the screen. It's not broken or anything, but it's gonna be very difficult to see on the display. Maybe if I can put a flashlight. Very hard, you just have to take my word for it. We can actually read and see the display. It says guest user. The problem here is Apple says to the customer that this is a board repair and we don't do any board repairs, instead buy a new laptop. We get stuff like this all the time. In my experience, I've been in this business for many, many years. I don't think it's a board related issue. I think it's just a bad display. This model is the A1707 and I believe it is having that notorious issue of, I think it's called bend gate. Some sort of gate, I forget which one it was. Cables right here go bad, thus this model stops working correctly. Now what I want to do here is we're going to be testing a new screen and then we can go from there. I told the customer we're going to be installing a pre-owned Apple screen for cheaper costs and he was okay with it, and we're going to go ahead and test and see what's going on. I just turned off the laptop. Let's get this guy opened up. We're going to pop off all these screws, pop off this back shell, remove the antenna, remove the screen, add a new screen, and we'll test the new screen and see how that goes. What am I looking at? I definitely see fingerprints. This has been opened up before. Could be the Apple Store. The customer did say that he took it to the Apple Store, but I'd be surprised if they just leave fingerprints. Honestly, the Apple Store, they don't have the best jobs. Battery was unplugged at one point in time too. To be very careful with this connector. If you're an Apple employee or if you've worked at the Apple Store, do you mind sharing some information on how they test MacBooks and how do they come up with it's a board related issue rather than test a new screen and go from there? I'm curious, honestly. So we've got the battery unplugged. This is the antenna that we're going to be removing. Right after the antenna, we're going to remove these two black brackets and then along with the screen. T4 is the main bit that I'll be using. This is not the first time where we have customers coming from the Apple Store. I've mentioned it in my previous videos. One specifically I just had recently, I'll put the link on the description. It was for an iPhone 14 Pro Max. Apple Store stated it's a board related issue and it was just a screen problem. So for me as a technician, when I tell the customer I think it's your screen, let me test it, this is what it means. It means I'm gonna go ahead and make the purchase on your behalf for a screen and wait for that screen to come in and do essentially a full screen repair on your MacBook. All of this just to gain the information of whether or not it's a screen problem or not. Like in this case, I'm doing a full repair as a diagnostics. But I did take the pre-approval from the customer and I did ask the customer, hey, if it was a screen, should I proceed? Because I'd rather not just put everything back if you don't want us to proceed with a screen repair. Makes sense, right? Customer agreed, so we went ahead and ordered the screen. So these screws right here are extremely delicate screws. You can easily strip a screw if you're not unscrewing it correctly. And when I say unscrew it correctly, I mean put the right bit and you apply downward force. As if you can imagine, if we strip one of these screws, we can't remove the antenna. And then now we have to play these games with the screw and see if we can unstrip it or use a Dremel to remove that screw. We're gonna lift this up and now we get to remove this antenna. Before I remove that antenna, I forgot to unplug the cables. We'll slide this right out, just like this. Okay, antenna has been removed. All we need to do is remove the screws on the sides. You already know that I like to remove 2 out of the 3 screws on the right side and left side and leave the last screw for opening, or to remove the last screw when I open up the actual MacBook. If you've never seen any of my previous MacBook videos, I'll show you what I'm doing. So we ended up removing 2 screws, 1 screw here, 1 screw there, and I do this on purpose. So when I open up the screen, just like this, the frame, the hinge stays in place. So now I get to remove the last screw. Okay, last screw was removed. MacBook screen removed. Very good. If you guys are enjoying this content so far, don't forget to like and leave us a comment down below letting us know your recent experiences at the Apple Store. Have they ever done you bad? Have they ever tried cheating you? I'd be interested. And if the Apple Store has ever mentioned that they can't repair your device, I'd be interested in making a video out of it. So just reach out to us, send out the repair, and we can get that done for you as well. Okay, so this is the new used screen. Let's get this screen going. I definitely appreciate the packaging on this. It's a lot of bubble tape. We bought this screen on eBay, if you're wondering where we got this from. So, I mean, it's pretty decent condition. It's not that bad. I mean, on camera, it looks flawless, but it's definitely not flawless. There's some, is that scratches or, oh yeah, it's like food. Look at that, there's scratches right here. Yeah, you see that right there? Ah, it is what it is. The customer already knows. Let's grab the screen. We'll open up the hinges. Back in the day, this screen used to cost about $800 to do a screen repair. Now, it's a fraction of that cost. We're gonna add 2 screws for the hinges. Now we should be able to close the MacBook. We just had a customer pick up an iPad just right now. And this iPad was just a huge loss for us. The story goes, this customer brought this iPad 11-inch 2024. So you guys know which iPad it is the one with the nano textured display. He broke his screen and with the frame. He ended up coming here and it was a very expensive screen. We ended up buying that screen straight from Apple. They have a whole repair service if you guys don't know this. Nonetheless, we ended up buying this screen from Apple and the screen cost us alone about $600. That's the screen cost. That doesn't include the labor. So we quoted the customer agreed. We ended up ordering the screen and all good. Screen comes in, we attempt to repair it, right? We install the screen, everything's okay, but the frame of the iPad is extremely damaged. The screen was not fitting. The new screen, it was not fitting on the frame. So we had to shave off some of the frame with a Dremel to allow the screen to fit in. And this is where the mistake happened. It was already sealed, at least partially sealed, and we could not seal that one corner with a damaged frame, so we had to unseal it. And during the process of removal of that screen, we ended up damaging the new screen. And god damn, that sucked, because that's $600 down the drain. We literally, this was just a complete loss, that transaction, so sucks. We had to order a whole nother screen for him, and we shaved the frame. It came in today, we repaired it, he just picked it up, he was happy, but complete loss for us. There was no profit, it was a negative transaction. It's part of the business. Sometimes transactions like this happen, not so often, and if it does, it's usually not a big loss of $600. Mind you, our repairs profit margins are nowhere near that, you know? So when you have a loss of $600, it's a big deal for us here. Sucks, man. I think that was probably the biggest loss we've ever had here in terms of one transaction, one repair. If you guys are interested, we have tons of stories we could share with that happens here on a daily basis. I have another story here for you. This one really pissed me off. This is just recent as well. My blood boils when I think about this lady. This lady comes in and she tells us, hey, she wants to drop off an iPhone for a repair. To be specific, it's the iPhone 14. It's about 2 months ago, give or take. So she comes in, iPhone 14. We tell her it's X amount. She agrees. We get her in and we complete the repair in the next maybe hour or so. So she drops off this phone. We tell her it'll be done within 1 hour. And we indeed finish in 1 hour. So we call her, no answer. Text her that, you know, the repair is done, no answer. No problem. Email her, no answer. Totally fine. We wait a day, 2, 3 days, and we give her a call back. I'm like, hey lady, pick up your phone, what's going on? No answer. We text her and tell her, hey, your phone's ready, when do you plan on picking up? She then finally responds to us. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry, my kid, emergency, whatever. We tell her, hey, you know what, we understand, it's okay, shit happens, not a big deal. We'll see you later. She's like, I'll be there next week. We typically don't get those I'll be there next week for phones. We get those for tablets, computers, because these are not necessary, right? For like survival. Look at me saying survival for phones. Nonetheless. So come next week, no response. She never comes. We call her, no response. Text her, no response. She kept this up for about 3 weeks. 0 response from this lady. And at this point, I've already figured out she doesn't plan on coming picking up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this phone, but under our policy states 30 days. If you don't hear back from you in 30 days and you don't pick up your device from the day it's been repaired or canceled, right? If they decided not to repair it, the device will be recycled. So come the 23rd day, 24th day, we text this lady and we tell her and remind her about the policy. Like, hey, you're getting really close to that date, so just bear in mind. She then responds back to me. She's like, hey, I'm so sorry, I've just been so busy. I'll be there this Thursday. Come this Thursday, nothing. We text her, no response. Call her, no response. We tell her, hey, you know what? We're gonna be recycling this phone. All of your son's information is on this device. We need you to provide us the passcode so we can unlock it and erase the phone. I can care less for her son's information. We just need to unlock the phone so we can erase it. We have ways of erasing it without the passcode, but we want to remove the iCloud on it so we can use it, resell it, do whatever we need to do with it. This lady has the audacity to literally say, you do not have my permission to erase this phone. You do not have my permission to do anything with my son's phone. I will not pick up this phone. You can do whatever you want with the phone, but do not erase the phone. I do not give you any authorization to erase this phone. And she says, I'm not picking it up. Can you believe that BS? First of all, it's not your right anymore. We're not a storage unit for you. So if the phone gets past the 3rd day mark, it is recycled. And now at that point, we have every right to do whatever we want with the phone. Okay, first of all. And second of all, what a bitch. That's a bitch ass move. You drop off something here and then just one day you decide, you know what, I don't want to pick it up. What happens to the money that you owe? So we flagged her account on flagged her information on the account. So she's no longer able to do any repairs here or anything along the lines of that. We don't get too often customers like her, thankfully. This is a really good area. Have you guys ever had to deal with a customer like her before? If you're a technician, I'm sure if you're a technician, you've got your own stories. I would be interested to hear some of your crazy stories. She's probably one of our crazy ones too. Like, I've never had a technician or a customer just straight up say, I don't want to pick it up anymore. They'll just either not respond or something, but she's like crazy lady. We've got all the micro screws here. Let's connect the screen cable connected. Let's go ahead and connect these antennas. All 3 antennas plugged in. We're gonna close the shield on the left and right. Normally I would test before I fully reassemble. At this point I am pretty confident we should be okay. Is the Apple Store, did they lie to the customer? Did they just choose not to help out the customer? All of our answers will be revealed in a few moments. Or will I be a fool for thinking I know better than Apple? I mean, shit, I definitely have more experience in repairs than everybody in store at the Apple Store. Okay, everything is done. Let's plug in this battery, just like that. Okay, charger is in. Bismillah. Are we gonna see anything? We're gonna see the Apple logo. Oh, Apple logo. I had a feeling the Apple Store was wrong. Definitely felt it. This is not the first time we get instances like this all the time. So, Apple, unfortunately, you were wrong, or your employees are wrong. It's not a board-related issue, it was just a screen. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys did, don't forget to like and comment down below. Let me know your recent experiences, if you ever had anything bad with the Apple Store, or if you're a technician yourself, if you ever dealt with a crazy customer like the one that I mentioned earlier. So, we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.